Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zach Lee, and let's just get right into everything that we gotta talk about today. But first, I do have to give a quick shout out to the amazing sponsor of this video, SeatGeek. See, it won't be too much longer until you can use SeatGeek once again to get tickets to watch your favorite team play. The preseason starts back up in about 5 or 6 weeks, and the regular season a week or two after that. So we don't have too much longer to wait, but in the meantime you can still use SeatGeek to get tickets to all of your favorite live events and use the promo code SDC to receive $20 off your first order. You can learn more about the amazing app, the best ticket purchasing app you could ever find, by using the links in the description box below. First up in the news, all the Ben Simmons slander and jokes must be put to rest immediately. I will no longer stand for any criticism of Ben Simmons. No more saying this guy is overrated or shouldn't have won Rookie of the Year or anything of the nature. The people saying these things clearly must not have watched him during his rookie year, and they formed their ideas based off the Donovan Mitchell hype plus a couple of bad games that he had in the playoffs against the Boston Celtics. They never took the time to actually watch the kid play. Anyways, Ben Simmons released a video of himself playing basketball recently at the Coach Hines UCLA runs, which is basically the premier place where players go so they can keep that competitive edge during the offseason. I mean, basically every NBA player goes there, and especially some of the elites like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. They all go there to scrimmage, and Ben Simmons was there recently, and like I said, the kid absolutely showed out. Take a look. I swear to you guys, this man is a human cheat code. That dude is 7 feet tall and a point guard. That's a 7 foot tall point guard doing those types of things. How on earth are you supposed to be able to stop that? He has the passing ability of Magic Johnson. He's taller than Magic Johnson was. He's extremely explosive going to the rim. And as you just saw a couple of times in that video as well, his jump shot is coming along. It's definitely coming along. He wouldn't even have thought to take the couple of jump shots that he took in that video over the course of last season, so that's going to be part of his game. And now that he might actually have a jumper, I seriously don't know how you're going to be able to stop Ben Simmons, and let's be honest here, he has a strong case to become the best player in the NBA in a few years. Next up though, Ben Simmons wasn't the only player that we got a bit of a video update on, as we also got one regarding Dirk Nowitzki, and from the looks of things, Dirk could use a lot more practice. Now I'm not talking about basketball. He can't practice to become any better at basketball. He's already achieved one of the highest levels you can achieve in this sport, but when it comes to soccer or football in some countries, Dirk Nowitzki, well, it's clear why he chose to play basketball instead of soccer, as he made a couple of blunders, to put it nicely, during a soccer charity event that he was hosting. Take a look. That one thing he tried to do was called a bicycle kick, right? That's what you call that? Well, I do have to give props to him for at least being able to try and attempt that at 40 years old, and I know that's a lot better than what would have happened to me. I probably would have been carried out on a stretcher if I attempted to do anything like that. So props to you, Dirk, for trying, but don't hurt yourself. Next up in the news, I have been giving Carmelo Anthony a very hard time for about the past year. The whole NBA fan base, except for, the most diehard of Carmelo Anthony fans, have been giving Carmelo Anthony an extremely hard time ever since he joined the Oklahoma City Thunder and didn't live up to expectations on the Oklahoma City Thunder. But that is going to end today, or at least for this video. I'm going to try and look at Carmelo Anthony in a positive light, because there is one very important thing that has been overlooked, and Chris Paul let us know exactly what that was yesterday. As in an interview, when he was asked about how excited he was about Carmelo Anthony joining the Rockets, this is what he had to say. "I'm excited about it. That's my brother. I'm not only happy for our team, but I'm also happy for him. When you know a guy that well, you're able to push each other and motivate each other. We both have a common goal, wanting to win a championship." That's it right there. That's the positive thing that I wanted to mention, that Carmelo Anthony, at least at this point in his career, does want to win a championship, or at the very least be in a position where he can compete for a championship. One thing that the NBA fan base over the years has kind of knocked Carmelo Anthony for was his decision to go to New York instead of the Chicago Bulls. After that, the narrative of Carmelo Anthony was he doesn't care about winning. He's in this for the fame and the money, and winning is completely secondary to Carmelo Anthony. That's the only reason why he could possibly turn down the opportunity to play for the Bulls and join the Knicks. But now, at the very least, he is putting himself in a position where he will have the chance to win a championship. In other news, do you guys remember how LaMelo Ball and LiAngelo Ball had that stint in which they were playing over in Lithuania? And this was before Lavar Ball decided to pull his sons out of the Lithuanian league because, surprise, surprise, he didn't get along with the coach. He didn't like the fact that the coach wasn't giving his boys all the minutes they could handle. And on his way out, he took a few jabs at the coach and the league itself. Well, now the Lithuanian club and the league has finally decided to respond to Lavar Ball, and it wasn't a pretty response at all, as they said that Lavar Ball tried to destroy the league in order to revive their dying reality TV show. After a roller coaster ride adventure with the infamous Ball brothers LaMelo and LiAngelo in the 2017-2018 season, Lithuanian basketball club BC SkyCop has spoken out for the first time, revealing that although the Baller brand has solved its money turmoil in the short term, this scandalous move and the way the Ball brothers and Lavar were behaving in and outside of the court has resulted in the team finishing dead last in the LKL and without any budget for the upcoming season. They also went on to take some personal shots at the Ball brothers, saying that they weren't good enough to play in that league and that they sure as heck aren't good enough to play in the NBA. The first and most crucial mistake we made was allowing them, especially Lavar, to think they are in charge of the club, its decisions and its plans, even the game. His boys were nowhere near the level of the LKL, let alone the NBA, which the league obviously understands seeing the draft outcome. And the most disappointing fact was that they have no inner drive to become better. And when they saw this was going nowhere, they started destroying the club, not paying out prize money to the big Baller brand tournament winners, etc. This is the second time in like a week the Lavar Ball has been called out for not paying people what he promised them. Starting to see a trend here. But overall, it sounds like the league brought in Lavar and the Ball brothers in hopes that they would boost their relevance, give them some money, make them some money since they were so hyped up at the time. And not to mention that Lavar Ball at the time was making his son sound like the best thing to happen to basketball since forever, really. But when they got there, they realized, first off, that the boys weren't as good as Lavar Ball was making them out to be, but on top of that, that they were causing more problems for the league than they could handle. And I can't necessarily take sides and say which side is right or wrong because I don't know exactly what was going on behind the scenes, but I will say that Lavar Ball makes it hard to doubt the Lithuanian club, considering every time his sons are in some type of organized basketball scene, Lavar Ball has a problem, whether it be with the referees and pulling his entire team out of games or with the coach of his sons in high school and college, etc. He always has a problem with something in some league, and that's probably why he created his own league, so he can control everything that goes on with his sons, from his coaches to the refs to the jerseys they wear, to everything. And lastly for today, Jayson Tatum. We all know this kid is destined for stardom. He's going to be one of the best players in the NBA for a very, very long time. Might even win some MVPs. I'm sure he'll win a couple of championships. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame by the end of his career. I feel comfortable saying that, and you all know it too. But even though he is one of the best players from last year's draft class, even he is willing to admit that there's another player in last year's draft class that might even be better than he is. And I'm not talking about Donovan Mitchell. I'm talking about his former Duke teammate, Harry Giles, or Giles, I always forget, who was selected with the 20th overall pick by the Sacramento Kings, mainly because of his injuries. He would have been the top pick, or at least the top 5 pick in the draft, but once again, his injuries. But Jayson Tatum still had this to say yesterday. You can ask anybody that was in our draft class, Harry was the player I would have said in high school, yeah, he might be better than me. I used to call him Chris Webber. That's who I thought he used to play like. Harry Giles wasn't able to play at all last season because he was still recovering from his injury, but he is 100% healthy now and ready to contribute to the team. And this isn't the first report that we've gotten this summer regarding Harry Giles and the possibility of him still being a really good player for Sacramento. Many articles have come out over the offseason saying very similar things. I do want to say that if HG can contribute to Sacramento and be the player that they hope that he can be, the Kings might not be too trash for that much longer. I think they'll be worth watching this year. But that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are on this hunt for 200,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But thank you once again for watching, and until next time, I am out of here. Peace.